out in Discord.
China, you need 16 points to win.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you the same 5 questions you
Hold
cannot
on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 Activate.
Hold up.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 All right, let's go.
You took away my music.
Wow.
We are back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. We missed you. We missed you. Turn everything off.
Oh.
Yeah, have fun.
My Holy Spirit is activated.
All right. All right.
Fantastic.
Everybody got their Holy Spirit on. Yeah, I missed you guys. How was your Christmas? How was your New Year? Did you
In
do
the chat,
anything?
Tapioca Weasel, Maya's frozen for me. Is it the same from you?
Oh, no.
There we go.
Okay.
Nope.
I don't know. Can you see me?
Everything's copacetic for me.
Not here. Okay, good.
No,
I'll
I'm
shut
good, and looks like the stream's good. Because I always have both windows up just to double check. Because tech demons, man. Anyways, how was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? Nobody's seen you guys in like 2-3 weeks.
That's not true.
I guess you.
Yeah, I was on Breeze. There was a weasel infestation of the hive, and it was fantastic.
That was cool. You and Bree. What did you stream on again?
Well, mostly us being really high, I think, honestly. But we were streaming on cryptids that I might encounter in my drive back home, because I had to like cross the top of the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
And
so I know the Loch Ness Monster sometimes make an appearance in Lake Michigan, but I can't imagine that you would encounter that on the road.
Yeah, probably not, right? Because so Maya, Bree, and myself all have a background which includes a larger than is ideal knowledge of the intricacies of Illinois. And so that was one of the things that we were streaming about. Us just having a great time was one of the things that we were streaming about. And the third thing was that we were trying to really emphasize the utility and the majesty of the Holy Spirit board. Now, the Holy Spirit board, for anybody who doesn't remember, is the actual true biblical Christian way of talking to Jesus that is similar to, but righteous compared to, a Ouija board. So, and it only costs $19.99.
I can't believe she was I think it was last year, she was talking about buying it, and I was like, haha, sure.
No, I held it. I found the instructions when we couldn't find them. I was like, "There's no instructions on how to talk to Jesus," because there wasn't a manual or a pamphlet or anything. There was no piece of paper that says, "Hey, this is how you talk to Jesus." And then we found out that it was just inside the box.
I thought it was
a
sold
normal
by
Ouija board, right?
At yeah.
But Jesus doesn't like math because there was no numbers.
Okay.
So,
I'm sorry, Dick. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, the whole thing with Jesus. I know how to talk to him. You just grab a Ouija board. I think they're by Mattel. They're about $14 down at the store. Probably find it at the thrift shop. You'll be all right.
You can't get a Ouija board. Jesus doesn't like that. He will smite you. It has to be a Jesus Ouija board.
Why? Not enough nails in the handles?
No, look. Yahweh is a jealous God. And he likes to get his smite on. Haven't you read the entire Old Testament, Dick? Goddamn.
I got to the beget part, and I went down to a bakery to get a baguette, and made myself some toast. I wasn't really sure where to go with that.
When you say you got to the beget part, do you mean like the tutorial level of that you see in Genesis, or do you mean like full on Dark Souls-esque? This is what Chronicles.
Yeah,
is about?
No, I had an Xbox, so it was the Old Testament version. It wasn't the full blown one. Yeah,
Well, I mean, they're both Old Testament. It's just that you've got Genesis, which is right at the beginning. It's sort of a taster, a teaser. They say everything twice. It's fine.
Yeah, but when you say
you get to Chronicles, and you're just like, we are going to sit here and we're going to do hardcore genealogy until your eyes bleed.
Well, yeah, but when you say Genesis, I mean, which version of the band? With the drummers singing or with Peter? It's I just want to clarify this before we go forward.
I'm too young for that joke.
My viewers aren't.
Ooh, how did that happen? All right. Well, speaking of moving forward,
prog rock, or are we talking crosses and nails?
Porque no los dos. Indeed.
Dunk's here. Dunk, was it our last? I think it was our last stream, or no, second to last stream. Dunk came in, and we were doing mud fossils, and Dunk was tickled that Roger.
Oh my God, Roger. Yes, I said Rob. God. That's my brother. Not that dumb. Close.
He was quite tickled that Roger was so incredulous that scientists wouldn't confirm with him, or consult with him about rocks on Mars, or before determining that it wasn't a real life crab or some such nonsense. All right. You know what I'll do today? So I think about a week ago, I kind of threw a fit on all my friends, and I was like, no, like Illuminati and Jews are actually a thing. And they were like, what? Nuh-uh. And I'm like, my God. I don't understand how, and not calling anybody out here, but they kind of go hand in hand, right? Like a secret society, sure, of globalists that want to own all the money and rule the world. Do I have to have like a clownishly large nose to stick onto the reptilian for you to understand what it is? I mean, their mascot is damn near Julie Goldbergstein. This is the fucking Illuminati. So I'm just like, not
Illuminati.
So I'm like, all right. We're gonna do a little history lesson today. And we're gonna start with infographics because they are silly billies.
Oh yeah, we're going right to the horse's mouth first off.
This is like the Platonic form of like streamlined factory style production YouTube. Without a whole lot of emphasis on actually delving in beyond the most surface level. the most surface, like, which is Wikipedia. Wikipedia is the most surface level. Great surface level, not gonna lie, 99% of the time, in my opinion. But like, yo, infographics. How many? Hold on, we got to do our thing. I don't actually know this statistic. What do we think are gonna be the subscriber count and the video count for this video?
Oh,
Definitely
God.
over 1 million for the subscriber count.
Oh, for sure. Maybe over 10 million. I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
was thinking that too. I'm like, do I want to go into the tens of millions? I don't know. Definitely over 1. And the view count, I don't know.
I have a graphic that will illuminate. I have a graphic that will illuminate the situation for you.
Okay.
Is it an infographic?
Just
All right then. Let's find out. Okay, chat. Get your predictions ready for video count. I think the video count's going to be at like, what's the name of the video? Okay. I'm going to guess 478,000 views, and I'm going to guess 7.2 million subs.
oh, this breaks me.
13 million. You were right.
I mean, I was off by a factor of 2, but a factor of 2 is pretty close. And I was also off by a factor of 2, almost exactly, not, okay, similarly exactly, so a factor of 2. I feel pretty good. Okay?
879,000 views.
I'm just saying, a factor of 2, if your theory gets you to a prediction that's a factor of 2 within the correct answer all of the time, you've got one problem to solve. You've solved all the other problems. You've got one more to solve. So,
oh my God!
Yeah,
all I can say is, smoke them if you got them. Jesus Christ!
But yeah,
I'm not a breeze house. Oh no, it's muted. Sorry.
yeah. I was gonna say I can't hear.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
You walk through the streets surrounded by people. Everyone seems normal, just going about their day. Or are they? You've heard things and you can't help but wonder, are all the people surrounding you what they appear to be? Or are there some otherworldly...
Does this ever happen to you?
Oh,
Okay, so what do you mean by, are they what they appear to be?
Yeah, I mean, you were walking down the street and just like, oh no, is everybody Jewish?
Well,
have you ever felt that Mel
No.
Brooks was secretly watching you as you walked down the street?
Mel Brooks? No. Alexa? Siri? Yeah, it's just that, they don't... Is Alexa the Illuminati? I don't think that's how that works.
Alexa might actually be the Illuminati, though.
The Alexa is the Illuminati when she illuminates your lights for you, isn't that? No, that's not what you mean. Okay, never mind.
That's actually really...
God, I love you, Beansy.
I have a flat Earth friend, Nathan, who goes by Pitch Lumen on YouTube. He also goes by Nathan. I'm not doxing him. And he goes by Pitch Lumen. So when you say Lumen naughty, yeah, because he's a flat earther. It's very distressing.
Very naughty boy. All right, let's go.
Beings wearing human disguises living among us and plotting against us. It's one of the most popular and terrifying conspiracy theories around.
Terrifying.
Is it actually one of the most popular? What is our metric for that?
Definitely one of the most popular. I mean, my metric is just what are people saying in the dark web. I don't know if it's the most terrifying, though. I mean, like, when I look at the back rooms, like, they have, like, really terrifying monsters. There's, like, this one monster that will, like, it can, it's
Kalalu.
Well, he's sleeping. But but no, there's this like monster. It looks like a worm and it has teeth. And you know how like when you like chew and like you have little things in your throat that like help move food down. He has little teeth that do that. And
okay, so like a
he will,
sarlacc.
huh?
Like a sarlacc.
Hold up, I'm not done talking. Stop talking over me. So once he sees you, he will telepathically get into your mind and make you think nice thoughts, like of like, ice cream or, your favorite whatever thing you ever did. And while you're off, like, it will slowly eat you to death alive. And by the time like you're like in too much pain and you snap out of it, like you're like halfway down its throat and it's like you can't do anything about it because you're paralyzed now.
That's a succubus.
I mean, the Illuminati, like when you think about it, it's just like, all right, well, something's been controlling me my whole life and they're still doing it.
The
Ooh,
laws of
scary.
physics. The only thing that's been controlling you your whole life are the laws of nature, people. Or if God exists, the supernatural laws of nature.
But gravity doesn't exist because magnets.
I will quit this show, Maya. I will quit, I will walk away, and I will never come back.
Empty promises.
Moving on.
Are there actually lizard people living among us and
No, there are not.
possibly secretly ruling us? The idea is simple. We're not the only intelligent life in the universe. There is a species of highly intelligent, highly ambitious alien beings out there. But instead of evolving from primates like we did, it's not mammalian at all. These beings are reptilian and are believed to be either shapeshifters or masters of disguise.
Yeah, we're not the only intelligent life in the universe. Therefore, it's reptilian shifters. You guys writing this down?
Well, I can. I have a whiteboard. I could do it. I don't know where the markers are.
That allows them to take on human appearances and infiltrate human society. But we don't
I'll
have to be
write it
worried
on
about alien.
Beamsy has a point here.
Well, Dick, what were you saying?
I was going to write it on the fog of a mirror. I'll just,
What was Beamsy's thing? Sorry.
Oh, BMC. BMC says a lot of
right?
shit.
Damn it, Beamsy. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have a platform. All you gotta say.
All right.
Invasion.
I just tried to click. I just tried to click on the EVMux like interface to get the video to play.
Nice.
It's
not gonna work.
Because the invasion is supposedly already here and has been for a very long time. And that's because this theory often has ties to another famous conspiracy, the Illuminati, a powerful and shadowy group of power brokers that control the governments of every major country, a council so powerful that even the President of the United States takes his orders from them. The
Yeah.
Illuminati are usually believed
It's actually
to be
not just the president. Actually, I have a list here of all the people that are part of the Illuminati. And even the Queen Mother, who was like a huge one.
Yeah, no, that's probably the most popular single person other than maybe Michelle Obama.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Yeah,
they always bring
Michelle
up Obama, but
yeah, but specifically for the Illuminati stuff, I don't think I've ever seen somebody get as many. Well, okay, Hillary actually. Hillary gets pretty close.
Hillary does, yeah. Including that pizza bombing thing was related to all of this, honestly. And when we get, oh God, all right, don't leave me, people, don't leave me. We have to get to David Icke because he's like the grandfather of probably every conspiracy theory that is currently extant. But
yeah, David Icke is like the forerunner of Alex Jones.
Yeah, it's nuts. But let's see, where was that at? That's about the Brotherhood. But yeah, it was like the entire every single president of the United States, every monarchy in the world, the UN, and then a couple of others. I can't remember where I put it, but yeah, that was funny.
Okay.
composed of the
Now-
most powerful and wealthy.
Sorry.
Well,
Very
no,
sorry.
no, but now, when we first started this, I wasn't hearing the video, and I was totally out of sync with you guys,
Oh, good.
audio-wise. It was brutal. And now I refreshed my thing with this, we ride emus through the desert thing that you guys use, and now I can see the video, I can hear it, and I'm in
Okay.
sync. That was some
Yeah.
fucked up shit. There we go. Now we're good.
I'm sorry. I thought like when you couldn't hear it, it was earlier when he had it on mute, and so I assumed
Yeah,
that you could
'cause-
hear it now. I didn't know you couldn't still
Yeah,
hear
no.
it.
Through the it took me about 7 minutes, and I was like, "Wait a minute, you've got to be watching something that I'm not fucking hearing at this point, right?" And I was trying to play
Yeah.
along as if now I got it. Yeah, okay, so I'll shut up now. There we go.
No,
To be
yeah,
fair-
we want you to talk. So
Always the reason, if I ever forget, always the reason that that we try and remember to put the captions on the screen.
oh yeah.
Because
But I wasn't even
Also-
seeing them. I wasn't seeing the
Oh, well,
video
okay, that's-
play or anything. Like it was
Wow.
all lost to me. I was like, "Okay, everybody's quiet. We've got to be watching the video
Yeah,
now."
the
but
chat
I
isn't
have no
freaking out.
fucking
Something
clue.
must be going on.
Yeah,
They are really
exactly,
quick
yeah.
to freak out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
yeah.
weird.
Oh
I've
no,
got-
but I did
I've
find
got
it though.
fiber internet, so I was pretty sure it wasn't me. So I had to restart the whole browser and everything. But now we're good. Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Ike is claiming that the people who have reptilian
Ike.
bloodline. Yeah, yeah.
Well, have we gotten him yet?
All American presidents, 3 British and 2 Canadian prime ministers, several Sumerian kings and Egyptian pharaohs.
I can
and
prove.
a fuck
I
ton
can
of celebrities.
prove right now that the reptilians had nothing to do with this, because who in their right mind would have put Bill Clinton in charge and gave him the cigar? Right? It doesn't make any sense to anyone. Come on, that's stupid.
I mean, if they're doing it for the lulls,
For the lulz.
right? It explains everything at all points in time. Honestly, a combat between the people who are doing it for the lulls and the people who are like, "Oh no, I actually care."
Well, actually, according to David Icke, they would do that. They're trying to keep us confused and mad. So,
I think it's the best argument. I think it's
seriously.
I
Here.
think the idea that there is a super powerful something that is messing with us explains way more data than any other version of a super powerful something that is conscious and like knows about us. Yeah, either it doesn't care or it's intentionally messing with us.
No,
I
it's
don't think
intentionally
it can
fucking
be.
with us. David Icke said so, therefore law.
It can't be an all-knowing good entity, because what? And it can't be an evil one, because it could be a lot worse. Like, it could be a lot worse. People who don't
I don't know. It could be we are on okay. Everybody is on the same page about this. We are objectively on the worst timeline. I don't know how it gets much worse than that. Like,
Oh, well, I should write an alternate history.
I've got
series,
one. I've
clearly,
got
Mara.
one.
uh-huh.
Could it be?
It could be Satan.
It could be
It could be
Satan.
Satan.
Just saying. Just saying.
Well, let's let infographics tell us how it's not
Over
Satan.
group of Illuminati
Yeah.
believers say they might not be human at all. But is there any truth to this conspiracy theory? And how did it begin? The origins likely draw back not to the events in our world, but to the world of fiction. In his short but prolific career as a writer, Robert E. Howard created many of the most lasting concepts in fantasy fiction, ranging from the barbarian nomad Conan to the warrior king Cole. His heroes faced a bizarre mix of supernatural and sci-fi enemies, but few more bizarre than the Serpent Men.
Okay. Should I
Yeah.
keep going, Maya? Do you want me to keep going and let
You might as well.
No, well, actually, I can add a little more to this. So, according to his book, The Serpent Men, the seat of the first empire of the Serpent People during the Paleozoic era is Volusia. Volusia is the fictional country in the Cole series. And according to the stories, the Serpent Men are trying to conquer the world. Around 20,000 years ago, where the coal from of course, they rained from Atlantis, in the Volusia Kingdom, located in the west coast of the main continent of Thuria.
Maya, I didn't know that guy from Game of Thrones was that old. You know, the Aquaman dude? That's a long time ago. Wow.
It's a long time ago, 20,000 years,
Yeah.
when these people supposedly lived. The kingdom collapsed with the rise of the dinosaurs. Over time, humans began to dominate, and the serpent men became a legend. One of the few surviving elders infiltrated human society and ruled from behind the scenes for a time, but were again discovered, defeated, and cast out in a secret war. So the humans are here, writing shit down like we do. And so we had to have a secret war so nobody would know about it, and that's why nobody wrote about it.
You know, I
Secret
think
war.
I think Nick Fury was one of the ones that tried to, make it so that we wouldn't hear about this.
You might have something there.
Yeah, I do believe.
I don't have any time travel. There's no space Jews in here, but
I was gonna ask. I was like, okay, I haven't heard anything about Thoth. I haven't heard anything about Anunnaki. I haven't heard anything about the Lemurians or whatever.
not yet.
Where are my space Hebrews at?
Oh, wait for it. But after, the humans dominated them and put them into a cave under a mountain in North America.
Oh,
Hold on.
I know this
did the
one.
cave turn
I
into
know
a
this
volcano?
one. Yeah. And then they popped out and they were like, yeah.
No, but and then they occasionally come out to rule the world. But no, in the book, they were banished under the earth and fucked off forever.
I think
That's
it
just
was
where we're starting, though.
It was Giorgio Tsoukalos' grandfather, that guy from Ancient Aliens who looks like he's being abducted, but only his hair is so far because the beam is really slow. That guy. That's
That
who.
guy,
Yeah.
I would be shocked if this
people with
book didn't
absurd
make an
hair,
appearance.
you can't trust them. You can't trust people with absurd hair. It's just
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
You and I know what we're talking about, right?
This ancient prehistoric race had snake-like heads and lived underground. Other writers like Clark Ashton Smith and most famously H.P. Lovecraft used inspiration from this story to create their own
Lovecraft,
stories
yeah.
involving terrifying ancient reptilians. But the very first inspiration might have come much earlier, and it may bring another iconic mystery. The Secret Doctrine, a book by Russian philosopher Helena Blavatsky, is hard to classify.
It's not. It is just so not. She ripped off like the Vedic creation myths,
Yeah.
and they put it in nonfiction
Yeah.
because she said to.
Yeah.
She said this is the actual history of the beginning of the world, and wouldn't you know it, it conflicts with Darwin's natural with evolution.
That's like having somebody say, no, it was Mrs. Robinson's neighborhood. And watch here, it was my train set.
No,
Yeah,
it is so much worse than that. At least
Also-
that would have been based on something real.
I just want to say, because it doesn't really necessarily go anywhere. Well, it probably would have went at the beginning. The only reality any of this is based on is sometimes powerful people have similar interests and fuck over less powerful people. That is a truism. It will always be a truism. It's always going to happen. Most of the time, it's not that organized, but it can be. But no, you're wrong. It's dumb. You're wrong.
So no, she believes that we came from an ancestral bloodline, from the sky.
Oh boy.
And we're completely devoid of no connections at all, not even a distant ancestor to anything else on Earth, just us.
Oh,
and the reason though that we have
DNA
monkeys,
proves that. So yeah,
but the reason we have monkeys, listen, and the reason the DNA connects us is because one of the lower life, back in a couple 100,000 years ago, one of us was fucking something here. And
redwood.
that started the monkey line.
Grasshoppers. No, I'm trying here.
And that's why they look so much like us.
Yeah, well, you're trying
they're
a lot harder
hybrids.
than you're trying a lot harder than Helena Blavatsky.
Yeah, exactly.
Blavatsky, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
That's because it was classified as non-fiction, but most analysts
I want to just back up a couple.
History. The Secret Doctrine,
Non-fiction.
a book by Russian philosopher Helena Blavatsky, is hard to classify. That's because it was classified as non-fiction, but most analysts believed it contained mostly fiction, a combination
Mostly
of modern
fiction.
science and ancient occult concepts.
There is
What?
nothing
They're not wrong.
truthful in this book except the fact that she wrote it.
Most analysts that have those shitty time slots on the History Channel for ancient aliens and so on, let's clarify this and bring it into context a bit. For the love of God, are you kidding me?
Hey guys, I can't believe there's 60 of you watching. That's never happened in the history of ever, and I love you so
Woo!
much. I am humbly asking you to hit that thumbs up for me. It would just make my new year.
More than that. You got to hit that fucking subscribe button. And what we want to see you do, because YouTube loves this, is hit the share button.
Share.
Hit the
Oh my
share
God.
button.
The share button doesn't get as much love as it should.
Oh, it should be tickled like chromium testicles of a fucking warrior. You know what I mean? You've got to tickle that share button, and you got to share Maya's stream out on your social media, because when people show up from outside YouTube, they go, wow, something's going on here. Share it out. Do your part. Come on.
Share it out.
Okay, what was that about tickling chromium testicles?
Yeah, it's just something I do in my spare time. It's just-
Stroke the shaft, lift the balls.
Yeah.
Not
No,
gonna
you'd
share.
have to go back to our Ukraine stream today to figure out what that's about, right? We had a sniper on the show today that joined us live, and he
A sniper.
is, yeah, and
Oh, that's
he
badass.
has literally been under fire trying to save his brother's life and had it on video and dragged him out of the fire and
damn.
stuff. Like, this guy is the most brave
Damn.
SOB I've ever met in my life. Holy.
All right.
It was a
yeah,
good
I'll
stream.
go back and check it out. Thanks.
Yeah,
Did-
it's worth it.
But did they ever have to account for the curvature of the Earth in their long distance? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Earth is flat. Prove me wrong.
That's
That's
It
funny.
claimed to represent the wisdom of the ages and spoke of ancient lost civilizations in Atlantis and Lemuria, where prehistoric races of prehumans lived. One of these root races was described as
you
dragon
asked for
men,
Atlantis and Lemuria.
I am a prophet.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah. I mean,
prophet
they had to
weasel.
come up because it's only mostly fiction, according to the reviewers or whatever, or analysts. It's only mostly fiction.
I know my history through the archaeological record and so on and whatnot. And if we were going to go to ancient root races, they are not
Yes.
dragon people. It's called Africa.
No. So the first race was ethereal. Like they didn't have bodies. They were just
Of
little
course not.
spirit children.
Why would they?
Frolicking along through the grass.
I want to frolic now.
The second route had more physical bodies, but they were considered hyperboreal. So they were like, I don't know.
Hyperboreal. Isn't that like something you take drugs for to make sure you can get through public school? Or
No, that's the stream.
Oh, okay.
And then the third root race was the first race to have a truly human body. From what I can ascertain from the Cliffs Notes, we are the fifth one. But again, we did not originate in Africa. We be star children.
Oh, of course.
Some
yeah.
of us fuck
Yeah.
the monkeys, and that's why they're here.
That's why my
the monkeys are
body
here?
is attuned to Earth gravity, because I was born out there. That makes perfect sense to everyone, right?
Your spirit child.
Oh, yeah.
And we know this because this book that was placed in the nonfiction section once tells us so.
Yeah. Well, you can take
Possibly
your
the earliest-
Deuteronomy and you can shove it.
mention of these ancient beings in literature. And while Blavatsky's book has been widely discredited, this concept has stuck around far longer than the rest of her ideas.
Because that's a strong indicator of success.
Yeah, peer review at its finest, right there.
Right.
So how do these literary ideas make the jump into our world?
Because of people like you. That's why. I'm right. I'm literally right, though. It's because of... Oh, my... Maya.
Well, I think Bree did.
Are we part of the problem?
No,
we the
we're
baddies?
debunking. We're a debunk screen. YouTube. We're taking down bad science. Okay, so real talk though. We have to read things about David Icke because he was taken down from YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter within a 24-hour period.
You walk through the
for
streets.
spreading science information. They were totally cool with the racism. But yeah, he's kind of a COVID denier. And we'll talk about this later. So we are debunking bad science and bad thoughts. We are not part of the problem. Where'd Dick go? Oh, hey, clip this. I need Dick. Dick.
I need Dick too. Dick, where's my dick at? Found it.
Moving on.
All right, I forgot
Now
to.
I can't hear.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, this is, look at this. This is fun. I'm feeling a lot of this guy's energy right here.
Yeah.
You walk through the streets surrounded by people. Everyone seems
Why are we going
normal,
back
just
to
going about their day.
I went
Why
back to the
these
beginning,
reports-
so I messed up and the thing had to restart, and now
This
I
is
have
good.
to go here.
Wait,
It's
where's the
fine.
book?
This
Yeah,
concept jump into our world. One of the big tipping points was when a mysterious incident happened in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947, officially classified as an Air Force balloon crash near a ranch.
can you stop?
It became the
So how
yeah.
about that Roswell?
So we're at
Dapper's gotten a
Roswell
couple of-
now, are we?
Yeah, we are. So Dapper got a couple of channel strikes for putting out correct information. We do want to give a shout out to Dapper, friend of the show, for fighting his last one because that was some bullshit. But Dapper getting channel strikes for putting out correct information is also why AIG is a bag of dicks.
It is in fact. It is in fact. They're a trip because they copyright strike people for not just fair use reactions to their content, but for fair use reactions to portions of their content where AIG is doing a fair use reaction to content.
Oh, wow.
So they're striking for content that isn't even theirs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they'll strike for anything.
God, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can-
same with the
can I-
History Channel. Same with the
can-
History Channel.
Can I do a little thing here? I got one of those visual gags, but we have an award over on the Shills. When you are that much of one of those slosh in the trenches motherfuckers, we give you the Golden Cock Award. Suck it up, Buttercup.
I was expecting a rooster, not a horse, but okay.
launch for 1 million conspiracy theories about alien UFOs coming to Earth, and just as many claims of other sightings and even alien abductions. People would run into the police and claim that they'd been lifted out of their cars by tractor beams and experimented on by bizarre alien beings.
stop?
And while most
No, blessed be he. You are not stopped. You're not blocked. They're not allowed to block you. However, you know the rules. No proselytizing, no talking at people, only talking to people, and we will leave you alone.
Yeah, you can come at me if you want to, but yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, and again, I cannot say this emphatically enough. No threats of any kind, including that of hellfire. No one is going to purify themselves. Just try to be nice. That is all.
most of these reports
Sorry.
Maz, I
had the
trust you
common description
completely.
of tall gray aliens, some had a different appearance. And
Maya, I'm one of your mods. Okay, you shouldn't say stuff
You're not
like
even paying
that.
attention to the chat.
Well, I have other duties. Don't make me feel bad about myself.
Like if
One
I
was
saw
by a
you
man.
like in the chat, like trying to rein in Blessed be He, like I'd be shocked and proud because you never do shit. But we've got really good solid mods here. Oh, and one of which you'll be happy to know did put a clip of us saying that we need Dick in Discord because of course he did.
I assume it was Titan.
And with a more trustworthy reputation than most. It was 1967, and Herbert Shermer was a police officer in Ashland, Nebraska. The man had
Cops, more trustworthy than most, according to this guy.
Oh yeah.
There's a whopper for you.
been having strange dreams and flashbacks, so he sought the help of a hypnotist. While under hypnosis, he recalled
this
being
can only
abducted
go
by
well.
aliens and taken on a UFO. His description of the aliens gained larger attention. He said they had reptilian features and, more significantly, reported they had a military-style emblem of a winged serpent on their chests.
Oh, fuck. Jeez.
Why is that? Why is that more significant? What is our bar for? I'm sorry, I get caught up sometimes when I hear the crazy. I'm like in specific ways that I want it to make sense, even though there's like 18 trillion reasons why it's complete baloney, and I'm like, I don't even know what to.
But dude, that was that whole thing. What symbolism could we use to make our target audience really feel the hatred to this right now? I know, World War II. You know, like, come on. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Could this be a close encounter with the mysterious dragon men who supposedly preceded humanity, or was it a hoax? Most UFO skeptics say Shermer is
Okay,
not one of the
stop.
most convincing cases.
Oh well.
What
Let's
was-
let this play out, and then we'll talk about Shermer.
Especially
was
given the
that?
addition
Yeah.
of a third-party hypnotist, but his case continues to intrigue conspiracists to this day. But
Okay.
Here, this is the sound of Maya's brain right now. Go ahead, honey.
So Herbert Shermer, he was a police officer who was missing 20 minutes of time on a shift during a shift one day, and decided that that period of time was due to an alien abduction and anal probe.
Did he have a body cam?
No, this was like back, I want to say in the 60s.
No, he
or
just had a really bad proctologist.
1967. So, oh, holy shit. So he goes to a hypnotist because he just, I don't know what happened. And under
what does.
hypnosis, he recalls, all this shit that you just saw here. It's like it's a spaceship and, it's alien orgy. It was horrible. And it was just so absurd that the hypnotist didn't even believe him. He went in front of a commission and they're giving him like and so he didn't get into any trouble, but the evidence or, the claim was dismissed because there was no corroborating evidence.
Nobody was willing to go up his butt to find the evidence, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to go up your
I will
ass,
take one for
probe,
the
see if
team.
they left anything behind, residue. Who knows? But yeah, it also brings up, how reliable is hypnosis? So hypnosis is usually like stuff that we do to relieve like bad habits, PTSD, things like that, phobias.
It's
Memories.
really a form of a hypnosis is a form of directed, guided meditation.
Yes.
And meditation is for sure a thing which can lead to a lot of different psychological states. And among those psychological states are a lot of really like good, helpful ones. I do 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation.
Yeah, same.
The first thing when I get to work is I sit down in my chair in my office, and I go to the waking up app that I have on my phone, and I do a 10-minute meditation, and it just gives you a certain level of like baseline commonality day to day and clarity, is how I would say it. Sorry.
It's like masturbation. It's just not for the masses, right?
Well, yeah, and I think everybody's on the same page. Psychologists certainly that memories are unreliable. They go in coded, like your everything that you see, everything that you encounter, all of your experience, it goes in through a filter. And when you retrieve them from either your short or long term memory, usually it's the long term, it's being retrieved from, also encoded. So if I want to remember my 5th birthday, it's going to come out through the filter of, my
Of
40
rose-tinted
years.
goggles. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Of my 40-year plus, or, when I hit 50, 60, however long I choose to, my brain holds on to it. It may or may not be what actually happened. And usually, what do you call it? Psychologists don't believe it's what happened.
Yeah, your average memory is actually quite twisted to what you want it to be, right?
Highly. I mean, to the point where they did memory studies and noticed that people would watch a movie of a car running into another car, and depending on whether you say when the car ran into the other car or when the car smashed into the other car, would determine whether or not they remembered from 10 minutes ago, mind you, whether or not there was glass on the ground. Our memories are highly unreliable.
Yeah.
And the consensus of the APA, American Psychological Association, is that they are not, hypnosis is good for many things, not memory retrieval. Memories are not encoded reliably. They do not come out reliably. So I just want to say that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not
saying
wrong.
that he saw something, and when you look at, because we get alien abduction stories in waves, and it tends to the experiences tend to coincide with whatever the last alien abduction movie or alien invasion movie that was out. So I'm not a movie connoisseur. I don't know what had just come out that he may have seen in 1967, but I'm willing to bet that his alien abduction story wouldn't have been profoundly different than others, preceding or after it.
Is there any real evidence of evolved secret reptiles living among us? That depends on what you consider evidence. There are many cryptids out there that people describe as reptile-like. Some, like the Loch Ness Monster of Scotland and the Mokele Mbembe of Africa, are said to resemble dinosaurs who have survived to the modern day.
What?
Others, like the lizard men of South Carolina.
I
was trying.
Sorry. I think Mokele Mbembe is kind of the Loch Ness. And Bree, feel free to, because it's not one that comes up very often. But it's kind of like the Loch Ness of Africa, like it's in the Congo. Yeah. And they both look like sauropods. Well, they're both described like sauropods. But
Loch Ness. So Loch Ness is called like a plesiosaur.
Well, okay, I'm sorry.
I don't think plesiosaurs are dinosaurs. I should really, and frankly, so should you, Maya. We should both really know that after how much time we've spent.
We spent on Dapper, yeah.
Yeah,
no, you're right. It is a plesiosaur. I just remember that. I'm sorry.
Plesiosaurs are not dinosaurs.
Probably not,
if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
But no, I do know Mokele Mbembe because I had to look it up. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And it's like, yeah, it's
I like that name. It's got a lot more style than Nessie.
Bree, where you at? Oh no, well, yeah, plesiosaurs are not dinosaurs. Yeah,
Bree, give us like a a 3-sentence description of what they actually are, and then that'll be correct because
Of what a Loch Ness. Yeah, Bree, please give us a paper on what the Loch Ness monster actually is. We'll read it in our next stream as a like what do you call those? The correction.
I don't think it'll be a correction in this point. I think it'll be an addendum, to be honest, just saying.
But yeah, everything I read about the Michaela Mbembe saying that it was a sauropod.
That's how I say it.
But
we have a Loch Ness monster in my little area in British Columbia. I live in this little area. I'm on the west coast of the Rocky Mountains, and there's like lakes and rivers and stuff around. And we have a thing called the Ogopogo, and it is our Loch Ness monster. And
Pogo. I like that.
Yeah. And all it is, a few people clinging on to the old school days of tourism because, they don't have jet skis to rent for the lakes and stuff. I mean, that's really what it is, let's get together and celebrate.
That's insane to me. We started December at 400. You guys are awesome. I love you all.
Well, hey, everybody in the live chat right now, do you guys want to see do you want to see our host with the most here, Maya, join us for the Starsky stream and show everybody who she really is to bring some more subs over and whatnot? I think that's a good idea.
Can
right?
you guys handle more people in the chat? I don't know.
I would like that very much.
That was horrifying on a genetic level.
Yeah.
All right. And then there's going to be 2 more that they're talking about. And I just want to let everybody know who they are because they're also not very common.
Oh, I think it might be right. Yeah.
No, yeah, coming up after this.
Oh.
Resemble reptiles or amphibians who are like the lizard men of South Carolina or the Loveland frog.
Okay,
Resemble
stop.
reptiles or amphibians who
All right, so
who's the Loveland frog? What the fuck was that?
that it's funny, right? And they're actually kind of similar. So the lizard man of South Carolina. Oh God. Okay, so yeah, this guy had a flat tire, and he saw something down the road. Conveniently, got the tire on and jumped in his car. Started to go out, but the thing like jumped on his car. It's like jumping on the car and scratching. And, he's like talking to newspapers and doing TV spots and all this stuff. Like, oh my gosh, I was attacked by the lizard man. And that was kind of crazy because they were actually, they put out what do you call that? Like a bond or like an award for a couple thousand, like tens of thousands of dollars if somebody could capture it.
Yeah, the bounty.
Yeah, bounty. If somebody could capture it alive. And like it was actually a really good tourist attraction. People were coming, like, yeah, the town was getting good money, so nobody wanted to say
is this when people were driving automobiles or still riding horses? That this is like, come and kill this thing, you'll love it,
So Lizard Man was 1988, so definitely.
Whoa, dude, really?
Yeah, but the Loveland frog is Loveland, Ohio, and this one also. Okay, so wait, for the Lizard Man in South Carolina, the police are saying that it's not true because when pressed about, well, how did you see that there were scales if it was on your hood? And then it's like, oh, well, it was actually in front of me about 2 meters. Well, 2 meters. This is America. However far out. 7 feet or 2 meters. So yeah, and
I once.
And then it's like, well, didn't you say it was dark? How did you see scales if it was pitch black at night? And then it changes again, and so the police are like, this person is not reliable. And I'm like, you didn't conclude that from I saw the lizard man. But yeah, okay, sometimes
but
people need
police shouldn't be able to say, I think this is ridiculous because they're scared to repeat it in front of their peers and be laughed at and stuff. Like, there is an argument to be made that, maybe people should take the reports better and stuff. But when you've got cartoon lizard amphibian people on your screen, maybe that's not the right time. I'm just saying,
no, there were a couple of reports, but every time they talked to him, a story changed. So we have conflicting reports.
Yeah.
Is what actually happened. So the Loveland Frog was in Loveland, Ohio. And what do you call it? So in 1972, Loveland Frog legend gained renewed attention when a Loveland police officer reported to a colleague that he'd seen an animal consistent with descriptions of the frog. After
the frog,
so it was a frog. That one was a frog. Some are saying it was
rabbit,
a chameleon.
It's just so
like a reptile or something like that. Some were saying a chameleon, some were saying iguana, but it was like standing and walking, once you, according to folklore.
Can we ask the chat right now, how many of you have ever been shit scared of a frog to the point where you had to run away and call the police? Just a thought off the top of my head, like...
Yeah, I used to put tapioca weasel in there, but I'm not going to because everybody else uses tapioca weasel, and
also I win every time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just, you don't even know, like, because I remember once it was all like Ember did a poll and most people did the tapioca weasel, and then we assumed it would be the number 2 that was the actual winner. But when he took out tapioca weasel, the number 3 one actually gained more support.
And this, by the way,
so I'm like,
is one of the fundamental realities that underlies the phenomenon known as Arrow's theorem, where you cannot assign a well-defined will of the masses in any election system, because you do not have the independence of irrelevant alternatives, even though you should. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I mean, if we were talking about voting, but we got outvoted on talking about politics. So
that sounds like it was my fault. Was it my fault? It was probably my fault.
So far we have 28 votes, and 30% have been scared by a frog to the point of where they've called the police.
Look, I mean,
go fucking figure.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I'm just, you're just playing into it.
Dick's calling you a bunch of liars. You're going to take that.
Yeah.
I had a bad experience with a Kermit the Frog puppet once.
If it hadn't reached down the back of your pants, would you still be the person you are today?
My problem was when the lightsaber came out. Yeah, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, very traumatizing movie for me. All I'm saying.
Poor thing. So
Who are evolved enough to stand on 2 legs.
Real quick, just to wrap this one up. Apparently, it was a very big iguana, and somebody caught it 2 weeks later, showed it to the officer, and he was like, "Yep, that's exactly what it is." But since they'd been getting so much tourism, that was never released out.
What? Yeah, why would I don't even blame them. It's the thing.
Or the Loveland frog resemble reptiles or amphibians who are evolved enough to stand on 2 legs, close to the legend of the lizard people. But the one thing all these creatures have in common is that they've only been sighted by a few people, none of whom have managed to take a clear picture.
Sherlock.
And most scientists believe it's highly unlikely that a creature of this size could hide.
Can you go back just a little bit, like 5 seconds?
Evolved enough to stand on 2 legs, close to the legend of the lizard people. But the one thing all these creatures have in common is that they've only been sighted by a few people, none of whom have managed to take a clear picture. And most
There.
scientists believe
Right
it's
there.
Wow! I'm so
None.
shocked. I can't
None.
believe it. I can't believe it. You've never got a real picture of fuck.
No, not a real, because everybody's saying they're real. They've
Clear,
never
but
been clear. They have never been clear.
I have a phone, right? The year is 2024. I didn't make the mistake. I almost made the mistake. I almost said 2023. Anyway, the year is 2024 right now. This phone has like 80 trillion, quadrillion, billion megapixels. Not really. It's probably less than 50, but it's greater than 10 megapixels in this phone. And it has them spread over like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cameras that are.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have no excuse.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and we're still looking at 1970s pictures with blurry, fucking wind-up watches on the. It's just so bad. Come on.
Or the thing is, you still need to wait. This thing does a great job of focusing itself, but it doesn't do that great a job. We've all had those situations with. Like,
True.
if I try to hold up something, to the thing, sometimes it doesn't focus in on it properly.
Yeah,
and you can't
wrong
read the
thing.
ingredient
Wrong
list,
thing.
right?
Wrong thing.
I'm just saying.
But the thing is, with all those people with their shit ready at the waiting and whatnot, one of them would have got it at the right time. It's just, it's like I have better odds of making really good Yorkshire pudding because I don't stomp around my fucking kitchen and disturb it as it's, cooking, right?
Did I just hold up deodorant?
Did you do what?
Never mind.
highly unlikely that a creature of this size could hide from human discovery indefinitely. So how did this conspiracy theory jump the line into a major belief? Sometimes all it takes is one charismatic believer to get everyone else on board, and the lizard people found their believer in the form of British radio host David Icke. Originally a footballer and sports broadcaster, he soon...
Here we go.
Yeah.
Let us embark.
David Icke.
So it's really funny. I found out that David Icke once visited a psychic who told him he was on Earth for a purpose and would receive messages from the spirit world, and that's what got him all into all of this.
Wow. So
do you know that he believes that he's part of the Godhead?
So it's good to know, Maya. The thing that I was looking for before we went forward is that at least it's based in reality. So that's good. Yeah.
Him being part of the Godhead is not based in reality. What? I did not know this. Is this
I'm
a real
only
thing?
kidding.
Yeah, no, I know. What? Maya, what? I didn't know
He
that.
has a book in 1991 called Son of the Godhead.
Oh, you didn't read it, did you?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to
I
make
read
sure.
the title.
Self-injury is no joke.
I read the title, and you heard the title.
Already
We're all up
questionable.
to date.
Oh no, bring me forward. I really, I'm gonna need a gentle bring through.
He said David Icke, so everybody,
Icke!
properly prepare.
Yeah.
He started his career as a radio host, so he's alongside intellectual titans.
And but he ended his career as a fucking moron. So there's that too.
Well, I'm just saying he's right up there along intellectual titans like Art Bell and Alex Jones.
Oh yeah, Titans. Yeah.
of British radio host David Icke. Originally a footballer and sports broadcaster, he soon started expressing beliefs in bizarre theories and using his platform as a radio host to spread them. What started as an exploration of New Age philosophies and alternative medicine to heal his chronic arthritis briefly led to a prominent position in the Green Party and a series of books that predicted doom for the world.
What?
That makes sense. That's how logical trains of thought work.
The logic there is the same as evolution giving us humanity and the Minotaur.
I have a pet minotaur, so I don't know what your point is. I'd bring it, I'd put it on camera, but then they would come after me, so I can't. Sorry.
Hoove off to you, buddy.
Expressed anti-Semitic views and claimed we were just one of many parallel dimensions. Expressed anti-Semitic views.
This is awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all express anti-Semitic views.
Yeah.
You listen long enough, and it doesn't have to be that long, and they do.
Why, Maya? Why does race and ism have to always come into this shit? What is wrong with these people?
That's a great question. Anti-Semitism is, I don't know, it's just a really fun pastime for assholes. So, all right, we could stop here for a second because I did some Wikipedia-ing myself.
Yeah, we've been so hold on. I just want to say we've been having like a lot of fun as we like to do on Bad Science Sunday, but there are also like heavier points that we kind of want to make.
Yeah,
in the course of the show,
and this is one of them, right? Like this is some seriously nasty shit.
They're glossing over it. They're glossing over how batshit crazy he really is. So he combined, I mean, as most people know, he combines the New Age philosophical with about the universe and consciousness with conspiracy theories about public figures being reptilian humanoids and child essayers. Everybody under child essayers. Yeah.
That's awful. Yeah.
And they're, so anytime you hear about like there's a celebrity that likes to diddle kids like that, it is coming from something started by Ike because this is his baby. So in The Biggest Secret, which is like his big book that came out in 1999, he introduced the idea that many prominent figures derive from the Anunnaki, a reptilian race from the Draco constellation. Yeah, Draco the dragon that we see in the sky. Yeah. That's where the Anunnaki actually come from. And they're reptilian humanoids called the Anunnaki.
This is one of the theories that the ancient aliens people love to throw around. And if you live in the United States, make sure you know that the History Channel spreads this stuff, but they're supposed to be the History Channel. So let the FTC know that maybe they're not fulfilling their criteria to be a channel on the network. I'm just saying, but
Oh God. Yeah, Chad. I know. So a lot of people are accusing him of ripping off Zecharia Sitchin. Are you familiar with Sitchin? And
yep, I'm not.
He's the guy that started the Anunnaki thing.
Yes.
Sitchin, yeah, with his translations. Oh yeah.
Was he the guy who came out with the book that was like revealed by Thoth? Because I know there's a
no, I don't think so.
Thoth.
No,
that like was like a weird.
I don't think Thoth is in
god or something. It's like part of the Atlantean. It's part of the whole spirit science.
Oh, yeah. No. Zecharia Sitchin took us down to the Anunnaki as being the ones that came down from heaven.
From heaven below.
The earth. And, they're the ones that started humanity. It's just awful, isn't it? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he wrote a book called The 12th Planet, and that was actually 1976.
That's it. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What were 10 and 11?
Oh, I used to know this.
Nairobi probably is one of them.
I haven't. So when I was trying to, you remember I always say, like, I came to the skeptic community from the woo community, and the way I found Non Sequitur was they were showcasing Dr. Josh. and nobody was talking about like ancient Semitic religions, and except Dr. Josh. And I, which is why
What a
I am
baller.
now a what do you call it, a Patreon, because now there are more
Great,
people,
yeah.
but before it was just him. That was the only place that I ever saw anybody doing anything, and it was I was so
No, it's-
grateful because it was. I mean, there was what's it called? Sitchin is Wrong,
Oh,
which is a website, and that was and Dr. Josh on Non Sequitur on the Non Sequitur show.
oh yeah,
That
yeah.
was it. That was the
But
only
back
two
when
places
it was a
where you
good
could-
show. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those are the only two places I could find on the internet that kind of denounced Zachariah Sitchin. He was just allowed to like
I love Dr. Josh. so
publish
much. He's so
books
good.
and go. I mean, unless you were in that circle, it was really hard to debunk what he was saying or even find like an alternate to what he was saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, so critics are saying that David Icke combined the 12th planet with material from Credo Mutwa, a Zulu healer. Sorry. Sitchin suggested that the Anunnaki came to Earth for its precious metals. Icke said they came for what he refers to as monoatomic gold, which
Can
he
I-
claims, real
Can-
quick, which he claims can increase the capacity of the nervous system 10,000-fold, and that after ingesting it, the Anunnaki can process vast amounts of information, speed up transdimensional travel, and shapeshift from reptilian to human.
Okay. So
Yeah.
all of that is just conceptually just nasty bullshit. But Tapioca Weasel, let's go back to the whole beginning of it. What was the first thing you said there? It was the oh god damn it. I lost it because there was a few things said there. But was it the trans dimensional or whatever? I mean,
If there was the word transdimensional, I am lucky enough that I missed it because
It's
there's only so
just-
much psychic damage I can take. But there
Everything-
was
everything Sitchin
Yeah.
says is
It can speed up.
metaphysical, not
Yeah, speed up.
you know,
Gold helps you speed up transdimensional travel.
The gold
What?
and going for our natural resources.
Yes.
Stars explode, and as such, every planetary system has natural resources, right?
You would think, right?
You know, like
Nope.
fuck.
Apparently, we're the only ones with gold.
I know. God forbid, nobody has water, or not that
water's
the-
way more useful than gold.
Oh
way
yeah,
more useful.
yeah, but it's not, it's not
pretty useful,
attached to
though. It is.
other things and so on. Like we've discovered, we've discovered like comets are originally the ones that have the water that can bleed off to be the tails and stuff. But we've now discovered that we actually have asteroids with the same as well. Like.
So in my PhD, I had to do several different like layers of moving on to the next level, and one of them called the comprehensive exams, and the second level of it is the hardest one, and that was Comps 2. So Comps 2, what you had to do was research and then write a review style paper in a topic that is outside of your area of expertise. So I do like atomic ultra cold physics. So I wasn't allowed to do anything like that, or even really most condensed matter topics, because there's still a lot of crossover and everything. So what I did was migration of planets and protoplanets in gaseous
Oh.
protoplanetary disks.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Jupiter couldn't form that far away from the sun.
Exactly.
Jupiter had to form closer, and it had to migrate outward.
Yeah, and
Which
its
means-
migration brought the other oins in. Yeah, it's a great story. I love this. Yeah.
It's a whole thing. I was looking through a textbook on this subject earlier today, and I thought it was within reach, but it's not. And it's like fascinating, but it's basic Newtonian physics. You don't need anything fancy. You just need to actually do the physics
Yeah.
in its full complexity
Yeah.
which is hard. You need to do a lot
Sure.
of math.
But we're
And
not
people-
we're not talking about black holes here. It is Newtonian, right? You know, it
Yes.
can be done, right?
Yes. And it locally, everything is Newtonian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Right. You know, yeah. Am I right? Here on the show, are we still in the first video and only halfway through? Is that
No,
what
this
I'm
is
We're
the
seeing?
only doing
video.
one video.
Yeah,
We're
we're
only
only
doing one video.
Just because there's
But
so much to debunk in it.
We're halfway through, but we're only slightly behind schedule. Only
Okay.
slightly.
Yeah. I'll you know what
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna
about
do
five.
is
I'm
gonna run around the corner and get a couple extra beer. It'll take me like 7 minutes, right? And so
No, we can
during
banter.
that, no, but what
That's
you're
fair.
gonna do is while you watch the video in the back chat, leave me a few notes so I still know what to make fun of while I'm gone. I won't be very long. I'll be very quick.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
do not have that
get
multitasking
beer. I totally
capability, so
It has
But
to be done.
yeah,
No,
I mean,
you can't. You can't leave.
No, it does. You can't. I'm not leaving.
You know, I mean, otherwise I will be left drinking Irish cream, and you don't wish
Oh,
that
God.
upon me, do you?
Look,
right?
no,
You know,
next time prepare properly. I have a whole bottle. I bring a whole bottle to the stream.
I have been
I've got
called out. I have. It's
liquid.
my fault now. Excuse me. I'll be right back.
Views
right.
and claimed we
Wait,
were just
whoa,
one of many
whoa. I
parallel.
have a lot of. There's a lot of fucking Ike's shit.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
What do you call it? So where do we leave off?
Let's
Started
just-
expressing beliefs and
Oh,
bizarre
not
theories
here.
and
Stop
using
playing the
I
video.
know. I'm letting you play the video.
His
I'm-
platform
I
as a
know
radio
it's
host.
review because
No, stop playing the video.
Sorry, Mom.
Because like there's a lot of stuff
We
he
saw
addressed
this
that I
part.
need to get up to.
I know. I was reviewing it. I was letting him
Ah.
go repeat it so that we could then.
Yeah,
then it would.
because we'll do that before we move forward. Because just to remind the chat what happened. And mods are telling me that there's like some people making questionable comments in the side chat. I do love you all, but we are. I'm just pro. Like I'm pro everything. I'm pro. We are pro BLM. We are pro LGBT. We are pro women's rights. We are pro white men's rights. It's a big love fest over here. We just, I hit the live button and there's just a bukkake orgy going on. Like all we do is love. So if anybody's doing anything that resembles hate, you get the airlock. Last time I'm saying that. Bop, 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 bop.
David,
Doctor, you want to add anything or?
As we have observed before, both with levity and also because it's true, I'm not as active in the chat as.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, because I have the ADHD like real bad.
Same.
A lot of people, yeah, it's but I'm a lot less mature than you, so there's that.
True.
But we're moving into the David Icke part of the video.
So that's where I was. The Draco constellation, which is fun. So that's where the Anunnaki is from, according to Icke. So if you hear anything, Draco constellation is connected to the Anunnaki, the Illuminati, and Jews. Let's not forget the Jews. David Icke believes that the universe is made up of vibrational energy, our favorite friend. And you guys know how like everybody is like, oh, it's vibrations or it's just energy. We can all thank David Icke for that because he's the one he really didn't coin or come up with it, but he really has popularized it.
That may be, but I can't blame him for the origin, and it was gonna catch on sometime because oh my god, it hurts me so much as a physicist.
Wait, are you having low vibrational energy? That's bad.
I hate you, Maya. Why are you like this? What they're doing is they're taking such a an interesting, fundamental, elegant way of framing and looking at physical phenomena and how nature actually behaves. And then they're like, but I can turn it into a narrative, and because it works nicely in English, it also works nicely in nature. And it just doesn't. If it works nicely in math, it's a lot more likely to work nicely in nature. And
Are you sober?
no, I don't
Okay.
do this sober.
I'm gonna need you to take another drink because we're moving forward.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, so the universe also consists of an infinite number of dimensions that share the same space, just like television and radio frequencies. And the same people can tune their consciousness to different wavelengths to jump between dimensions. You know, like astral projection through meditation.
Okay. All right.
New Age philosophies and alternative medicine to
Hey,
heal his
stop.
chronic
We're not
arthritis.
even there yet. We haven't even gotten to the pseudoscience. You gotta. We're just talking about vibrations and energies and multiple dimensions and shift jumping, or dimension jumping. Yeah.
Maya,
Yes.
what you're doing right now,
Mhm.
it's unkind to my mental health.
Don't hit the play button until I say hit the play button.
It
This
deserves
guy,
it,
no,
though.
it's a 10-minute video. We're only halfway through the stream.
Yeah, and we're less than halfway through the video.
We're halfway through the video.
Maya doesn't know how math works. You
No,
guys.
like I do know how shilling at the end of the stream works, though. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that.
Wait, listen. We still have to tie. Look, we're not done. Did you know that time is an illusion? There's no past, present, or future. Only an infinite now.
I can be persuaded to be sympathetic to that point of view.
Let's see. Humans are an aspect of consciousness or infinite awareness, which he describes as all there is, has been, and ever can be.
From an experiential point of view, that's valid.
Okay, you like that one? See,
I'm very, very good at when I'm sometimes very good at being charitable to my opponent's point of view.
I don't know that that's quite the scientific consensus, but I can see how we got there.
This is my point, and that's how you got there is very important. It's the more important part of science is the how you got there, because if you get the how you got there right, then people get to the same point
eventually.
Generally speaking,
you do know that I'm saying I can understand the mental connections, but we do agree that what he actually did was pull shit out of his ass.
Like Hermione's beaded bag was stuffed up there, and he just an infinite amount. No conservation of mass. Yes, it's pulling shit out of his ass without regard for conservation of mass. That was the joke I was trying to make. Sorry.
There you go. All right, do not hit the play button, because there's a lot of fucked up shit. We haven't even started yet. Ike believes that an interdimensional race of reptilian beings called archons have hijacked the earth and are stopping humanity from realizing its true potential. He claims they are the same beings as the Anunnaki deities from the Babylonian creation myth, from the Enuma Elish. They are also the same beings as the fallen angels or the watchers in the Bible, who mated with human women and produced the Nephilim.
Sorry, I got distracted. I was actually, for the first time in like 6 months, I actually did a mod thing in chat. Anyway.
Oh, but you're supposed to be listening to me and responding to what I said.
You will not mind.
Okay.
Anyway, uh, what were you saying? I do apologize, genuinely.
You do not. He believes that a genetically modified human archon hybrid race of shape shifting reptilians known as the Babylonian Brotherhood or the Illuminati manipulate global events to keep humans in constant fear so the archons can feed off the negative energy this creates. And the biggest secret, Ike identified the Brotherhood as descendants of reptilians from the constellation Draco and said they live in caverns inside the earth. And see how things are connecting?
Yeah, it's like the yarn on the wall. That's the only way it's connecting. Just completely disparate things, just taken out of the whole everything that they're
Well, this is
around.
why the lady's book was in the nonfiction section
Yeah,
because there are reptilians under the earth and they're controlling us on
No,
top of the earth,
no. It's
except for the shape shifting ones that come out here and walk among us.
honestly, I think it's because to get things in the nonfiction section, all you got to do is convince whoever is in charge of putting them in the nonfiction section that they should go there. And when you say it like that, it highlights this could be anybody we're talking about. So,
David I claimed that the reptilian bloodline includes. Oh yeah, we did all the people that it includes, but he claimed he saw the British Prime Minister Edward Heath's eyes turn entirely jet black. Um, and I don't know if we did this video like when we started streaming. There are a bunch of videos that you can go on, and of course, like Beyonce and the Queen Mother, and like they're all part of it, and they'll show how like their eyes will either blink or just be completely black, and that proves that they are Anunnaki reptilian things.
yeah, even if like that is a thing that is observed, jumping to that explanation is just absolute madness. Like
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
uh, cats have like a different a thing that can go over the tear duct. You know how you've got that little triangle of flesh there?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
That in other mammalian species that evolved to be a thing like you see in cats, that sort of, it's like another lid that goes
Hmm.
over, and there's no reason to think that couldn't exist, for example, on a spectrum that
Okay.
could like fully resemble. That doesn't mean they're reptilian aliens and that they're from space Hebrews.
So Daniel Gable, if I can, I'm not sure where the comment is up here, but I see it in the chat. He's saying, "What about the slit pupils?" So you get the slit pupils when people are like their true eyes are breaking through the human skin or whatever. Like their costume isn't fitting right, or like they're
Yeah.
not doing a good job of keeping up. Like they're shapeshifters. So when they're like, I'm not concentrating hard enough of keeping up the ruse, then you'll
Or
start to
they're
see
drunk.
like scratches or slits in the eyebrows, or they'll take on a greenish hue. And that's why you see all the videos and such of all this
Well,
bullshit.
I think the original one was the red eyes that you get in photos. But everybody gets those in photos. Literally everybody. So,
Well, no, not everybody, only the shape shifting reptilians who may or may not be Jews.
fair.
So, um, the Rothschilds, in Ike's opinion, are also blood drinking Satan worshippers. And for this and some other stuff has caused a lot of people to say that his books are anti-Semitic, and actually, his first two books were published, and since then he has had to self-publish because all the what do you call those, editors or publishing companies say that his
Yeah.
books are too anti-Semitic to go through them, so he has to
Yeah.
self-publish.
And guess what? If a publisher actually went behind and put that book out,
Hmm.
that book would make a huge profit. It is probably the case because when you get to companies of like that size, you know,
You don't need the reputation of being anti-Semitic.
exactly. So
You lose more
people might
money.
boycott them exactly
Yeah,
from other things, but
right,
that
right.
book would sell.
That,
It would
yeah,
sell real well.
yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying that they publishing companies have an issue with racism in and of themselves. I think they did the cost benefit, and the money isn't panning out. But yeah, so if anybody wants to know like why that's considered anti-Semitic, I don't know if you've heard of blood libel, but it's like an ancient thing where Jews would drink the blood of Christians and particularly children. That was really big in the Middle Ages. It caused a lot of countries to kick Jews out of the country because they, I don't know, were using the blood before to, I don't know, make matzo balls or bread. And there was one I read where they would reenact the crucifixion, like out of joy or something. And I'm like, why do you? I'm pretty positive this has never happened. I don't know why people think it, but there apparently doesn't need to be a reason. And despite this never having happened, still got the Jews kicked out of quite a few countries in the Middle Ages. Actually, I want to say through the 18th century. So it was.
I mean, de facto, I'm pretty sure Jews are more or less kicked out of a few places now, right?
It, so yeah, for stuff like this where people are saying like, yeah, you're stuff like this, there's more stuff. But like this is how bad it gets, where he's just like digging up old anti-Semitic like stereotypes because he needs like fodder for his book. He of course denounces this and says, I'm about, the 99% coming together. It doesn't say the 99%, but the masses coming together, the non-Anunnaki coming together, because the Anunnaki feed on fear and hate. And if we love one another, then they have nothing to feed on and we'll fuck off.
Could we also yes, I made it. Thank you for being patient with me and stuff. But look at the cartoony nature of that. Tell me how child welcoming that is to spread some seriously nasty crap.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a father of a child who's 16 years old, but he's on the autism spectrum. So, school wise, he's in grade 6, but he's also in, university, depending on what he focuses in on.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of broad ranged, nasty crap that's dressed in a lovely fucking, little frill that could actually pull him in. Right?
Yeah.
Depending. Like if it
wasn't for me, because he grew up with me, right? So but it's there and it's accessible to youngins, right?
Yeah, and it's one of these things where if it's really helpful to be able to sort things into like boxes to some extent, which is something that I find very like that's kind of how I use physics like as a lens through the physical world, is I'm able to sort things into sort of boxes of how they behave and then what you understand. It's not that helpful when it comes to like interpersonal communications and whatnot, so there's that. But it can totally be the case that if you have somebody who proposes this just complete wackadoodle theory, complete wackadoodle stuff, to people who hear it and like, oh, this all sorts into other things that make sense in sort of a coherent framework, suddenly you're you always lock yourself into things that make sense when you first hear them.
Yeah.
And it's one of the big journeys of like being an intellectually responsible person is to try and break yourself out of that, I think.
It's like weeding in your garden. You've got to make sure you're getting to the good stuff, right? You know, you're supposed to use your brain as a tool to further yourself and humanity forward, not just fall into the right? You know, come on, do better, you know?
All right. So I do want to get these last two out. In his book, The Moon Matrix, Ike suggests that the Earth and the collective human mind are manipulated from the moon, which is a spacecraft in an interdimensional portal the reptilians control. Sound familiar?
Really? Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was that stupid movie we saw recently, Moonfall. Oh my God.
I don't know that I've heard of Moonfall.
It's the worst movie you ever seen. It turns out the moon is a hollow thing that was built by aliens and it almost destroys the earth. But as it's like, it comes so close to the earth and its gravity is lifting buildings up in the air, everybody can still hold on to a pole and save themselves. It's just the worst. Don't waste your time. It's the worst.
Okay.
So we're probably going to end up doing on like a Saturday or something. Maya and I will do a watch party, and we're going to watch that. It's going to be great.
I'm coming. It's the worst.
We'll
I gotta see your reactions.
We'll see. So yeah, that's where the hollow David Icke, I guess, coined. I don't know that I can say he coined the hollow moon, but like, he's definitely a propagator.
The thing is, I think he leapt on a lot of these things that he probably saw, maybe just once, right? He may have just saw them once in a random, just, you know, somebody wrote into a magazine or something that lets anybody, or he heard it on an Art Bell call, you know, one time, and then he said them and wrote them in a book, and he already had an audience as a sports commentator on the radio. He did a pivot to Crazy Town. But because of his background, he was able to have an audience right off the bat.
Well, he got publicly laughed at. I think because of his background, he's so persuasive that he was able to convince people to follow him.
He was persuasive enough. Yeah. Certainly.
All right, last one. Tales from the Time Loop. Ike argues that the Illuminati create religious, racial... Whoa, not that one. Oh, right. Ike believes the Brotherhood uses human anxiety as energy, and that the Archons keep humanity trapped in a 5-sense reality so they can feed off the negative energy created by fear and hate.
The Archons.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in like 4 years
Archons.
now. Yeah.
So in 1999, he wrote, "Thus we have the encouragement of wars, human genocide, the mass slaughter of animals, sexual perversions, which create highly charged negative energy, and black magic ritual and sacrifice, which takes place on a scale that will stagger those who have not studied the subject. It proposes that human sacrifice to the gods in ancient world was for the reptilians' benefit, especially sacrifice of children, because at the moment of death, a sacrifice, a form of adrenaline, surges through the body, accumulating at a base of the brain and apparently more potent in children than adults."
Oh, this is adrenochrome.
Yes. And this is where we get that from. This is where that comes from.
There's a great channel.
I had 4 cans of beer before I joined you guys, and I thought I was like, up to speed. Clearly, not even close.
Yeah, we play ball. And we don't play small ball.
I don't say that this is not safe for work for nothing. I don't say that you should not come sober for nothing.
I just want to say
We play hard.
I just want to say we could play harder. We could do flat Earth.
No, we
All I'm
couldn't.
saying.
No, we couldn't.
I've been there
But-
and done that. Tapioca. One
She's
day
scared.
you and
He
one
went to
day you and
MDD.
I'll do that. You and I.
He went to
do that.
MDD to fight with a flat earther,
Yeah.
which is where dumpster fires belong.
Oh, I mean, the whole thing with flat Earth, it's so simple. Why did people back in the day in big sailing ships put a crow's nest up at the top? Because it makes you see further. Argument done. Next. It's just that simple.
The Earth is just visibly
Yeah.
round.
Why
I
would
don't-
you
not-
why would you put a lighthouse really high in the sky when you could just put it on the on the shore? Right? Like why would you do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just stupid. Okay.
So yeah. But would anyone like to denounce that the moon is hollow, or that you? I don't know, something about something adrenochrome in kids.
Well, okay, I'm going to denounce all of the adrenochrome in kids because every version of that people actually believe and don't just call out other people for believing it is horrifying. Like, deeply on several levels, epistemologically, culturally, morally, all of them. The moon being hollow, 3 out of 10 I've heard better, but I've also heard worse.
Dick,
I'm
the moon is hollow. What say ye?
if the moon is hollow, that means the crust must have some serious density because we know the gravitational pull from the moon to the earth.
Oh, right, you weren't here. No, the moon is a spaceship that the Anunnakis inhabit and spy on us from.
Oh, no, I'm
So it can
sorry.
do whatever it wants. It
Yeah,
can be wherever
okay.
it wants.
Hold on a second. I got a sound effect for that. No, that's called the Truman Show. And, that's, good call, but close, not accurate. The Truman Show is where the guy looks through the moon and watches over us. So maybe
No.
not.
Not the guy, the Anunnaki.
Oh, the Anunnaki. Yeah, those
The
are the guys.
Anunnaki reptilian Illuminati. The
Oh.
they.
I think right now the Anunnaki are sitting down to have a big old plate of spaghetti monster because I do believe it's time for us to question the gods that we have in our skies. And if you, I can't do that with a straight face.
I have one God. I have one God, and that God is my queen goddess
Hey.
on
that's me.
Discord. And that's
Yeah.
and on YouTube
And
and,
the
on
queen.
everywhere else.
That's not bad. That's
Worship
not
me.
bad.
There we go.
That's not bad. But the whole thing with the Anunnaki is a joke from day one because Sitchin did this big translation to tell us all how, they are descendant from the alien beings who enslaved us and blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even get the translation right, you freaking moron. It's like listening to Dana Carvey tell us what the Egyptians really meant. It's just, it drives me nuts.
Yeah. All right. I'm done for the moment.
Expressing beliefs and bizarre theories and using his platform as a radio host to spread them. What started as an exploration of New Age philosophies and alternative medicine to heal his chronic arthritis briefly led to a prominent position in the Green Party and a series of books that predicted doom for the world, expressed anti-Semitic views, and claimed we were just one of many parallel dimensions. His bigoted views soon got him kicked out of the party, but it was a 1999 book that left the biggest impact. The Biggest Secret would soon become the most in-depth exploration of the lizard people theory ever published, giving these creatures a name. He claimed that
Exploration or like hallucination?
I think he pulled a book out of his ass.
Yeah, and threw the word secret on it.
Yeah,
You-
no,
that's what you
fecal.
do.
But yeah, you were close. Yeah.
Throw the word secret on your book, and I could make so much money if I just fully embraced.
Yeah, the grift.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
it's not even that. It's how much of a liar are you willing to be to make $3,000 a month? Because isn't that what we're looking at here?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
$3,000 a month. That's not how much.
Yeah, but I how much in this?
I
Do
don't
you?
My rent was $2,500 a month.
This becomes a thing
And
of how
and I
would
have
you
600
rate the
square
human
feet. Okay, I'm
race,
not-
right? It's. I bet they all sleep on
300,000
each
a
other's
month.
couches
Oh,
in
hell.
between episodes of Ancient Aliens. That's what I think.
No, they're getting their Agent Aliens gets their shit from him.
Oh yeah,
No.
they all bow down at the fucking urinal throne that is Eric Von Daniken's penis, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They do,
All
It was a
right.
source.
They came from a distant star system called Alpha Draconis. Although they didn't stay there, they could travel across dimensions. Called the Archons or Anunnaki, they'd been there on Earth for ages and had already hijacked the Earth. But they weren't the ones actually ruling the Earth. They had placed another group of genetically modified hybrid beings on the planet to rule in their place. And they had a name, the Babylonian Brotherhood. These
Of
powerful
course.
hybrids were supposedly the ones running the planet in the form of an Illuminati, and they had the ability to feed on fear and negative energy. Thus, the manipulations of the government were aimed at keeping us in a constant state of fear and led us to embrace an authority.
Hold on. Did anybody here see that really bad Green Lantern movie with the Canadian actor?
No.
Fear is the power of the yellow ring. So never believe in the. It's just that bad. And I feel like I'm listening to the history of the Green Lanterns right now. Did somebody take this from the bowels of the DC comic book universe? What the?
I mean, he took it from everywhere else. Like we've got
Yeah,
like
the writing isn't that good. The writing isn't that good.
Terrible.
I mean, he took a lot of stuff from a lot of places. So maybe.
Authoritarian global government that would end freedom of speech and elections and rule indefinitely as part of a new world order. But Ike went further than most believers in his theory. He named names. Ike claimed that these human-reptile hybrids had been running Earth for centuries and were secretly behind several of the most powerful people in the world. These included the Merovingian dynasty, a powerful ruling family responsible for uniting much of Europe starting in the 5th century. In more modern times, the list supposedly includes the Rothschilds, a powerful family of
And there's your bingo card entry.
Yeah, but wait a minute. We just went from the camera obscura to the Rothschilds, in
Rothschilds
one
for the win.
sentence. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people think the Illuminati isn't anti-Semitic.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. You guys are going to make me an alcoholic. This is funny.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is sadly a side effect of watching our show. Maybe don't binge watch the show.
Yeah.
There's a reason we don't binge make the show.
Yeah. If you're gonna come back and rewatch this, we advise you to do it in 4 days so that you can relive the hangover. You'll be fine, and then you can come back for the giggles. All right.
Drink plenty of water.
Dear
businessmen,
God.
the Bush political dynasty responsible for 2 U.S. presidents, and the British royal family. He also named former President Barack Obama and former Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, indicating the conspiracy is a bipartisan affair. While these are the most prominent names, Ike claims we've never seen most of the lizard people because they live underground in massive bases, and we won't see them until they've made their move and it's too late.
Okay.
I didn't remember that bit. I watched this and I didn't remember that bit.
So, well, there's two things. He's talking about Ike, and this is what Ike says, but there's two like kind of competing theories. So you have the ones that are underground, which yeah, definitely, but in both universes, there are also the ones that come above ground, the shapeshifters, and there are also the pod people, which Beyonce. I only know about them because Beyonce is being accused of being a pod person. Like
Is
they
that
killed her.
is that
And then-
because there's a bit too much, junk in her pod trunk? I mean, not everywhere else.
No, she used to do something like this on her show to her audience.
Oh.
And that's this with the eye, that's an that's an Illuminati signal. It's
I got that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, she's dog whistling to her Illuminati friends. So she's on the board. But it's not the Beyonce that we all grew up with. It's new, improved, world dominating Beyonce.
That's like
who's
Paul
an Illuminati
McCartney from the
shapeshifter.
Beatles. He actually died and was replaced because he was photographed not wearing socks or some conspiracy theory nonsense.
Well, who
It's
the fuck wouldn't do that if not a lizard?
Exactly. Yeah.
I would.
Only the spaghetti people walk without socks.
So you will be shocked, I tell you, to hear that he is an opponent of the scientific method. He calls it bollocks.
I literally don't know what to say to that, because the thing is, when you actually sit down and look at the scientific method, it is very close to being self-evidently a valid way of reasoning.
It's bollocks.
No, science judges reality. He doesn't like the way that science judges reality. Just meaning that, he can't get anything of his through the science to adhere to the scientific method, much less peer review, so that it can be taken seriously. So it's all bullshit.
It's not science judging reality. It's reality judging his nonsense assertions.
I would say it's a biblical response, but maybe that's just me.
No. It's the science that is wrong.
All right. Shall we?
Move and it's too late. It's a terrifying conspiracy, but is there any truth to it?
No.
Ike and his fellow believers have been widely criticized for their conspiracies having little to no basis in reality and working in many anti-Semitic theories. Ike even personally
Credit where it's due. Infographics has pointed out, this is the second time that they've explicitly pointed out the anti-Semitic theories, but
They've said that a couple of times, actually. I'm really proud of them.
It's infographics. They're shovelware, but they at least just go with the Wikipedia thing. And
They're shovelware. They're bury it with a shovel and then bury the shovel just to make sure.
And just to be clear, even though Ike is the leading propagator of, and I'm not saying that everything is based on something that he says. All the Illuminati stuff, it's based on, and because once somebody gets it, it spirals through word of mouth. But all this Illuminati shit is based on what Ike has said, and everybody that has read Ike's books, including any editor that he has tried to get them through, has said that he is anti-Semitic. Like that is the one thing that they are denounced, that he's being denounced for, outside of just wanting bullshit. Now, science would be cool if he would just say that this is what it is. Fiction.
Yeah.
Science would be totally cool with that. But what most people have a problem with is the anti-Semitism. So this is why I say that the Illuminati is anti-Semitic. And I'm not saying that you have to go into this deep dive whenever you bring up the Illuminati, but I need you to know it.
Yeah. Yeah. The public face of the thing they try to show to us all through the believers is definitely that. I'll give you that for sure. That's totally true.
Yeah.
And it's not a good look, if I may, it's just not a good look.
And they're about to bring up his science denial shit, but I do want to say this real quick. The Center for Countering Digital Hate, David Icke has been identified by the Center for Countering Digital Hate as a leading producer of misinformation about COVID-19.
Oh, yeah.
As well, leading, as well as his anti-Semitic content.
Yeah.
So not only are they they're like, we just do health, health shit.
Yeah,
However, this
yeah.
is a hateful motherfucker.
Yeah, I wouldn't even hold back there. I would say he's responsible for literally thousands of people getting sick and maybe dying due to his anti-COVID stance and whatnot. That was some
In April
seriously
2020,
nasty
I
shit.
claimed in a YouTube video that there was a link between the COVID-19 pandemic, and 5G mobile phone networks. So if you want to know why that made your Facebook feed,
Exactly. Yeah. What a scumbag fuck. You know.
and then what was the last thing? I keep going and I'll find the next thing.
But you wouldn't say that if you had
Oh.
children that you actually gave a shit about. No
Right.
offense there, David. You know.
Oh, on August 29th of 2020, Ike was a speaker at an anti-lockdown protest in Trafalgar Square, organized under the Unite for Freedom banner. I've never heard of that group, though. During his speech, he stated, anyone with half a brain cell on active duty can see that the coronavirus is nonsense. We have a virus so intelligent that it only infects those taking part in protest the governments want to stop. That is not true. That is not true. The virus was indiscriminate. And I'm saying this as somebody who worked in the healthcare industry during COVID. Everybody was affected. Absolutely everyone, not just people that the government did not like. In fact, Biden's win was blamed or caused. People are saying that it could have in part been caused by all the Trump supporters who believed that that there was something wrong with the virus and died because they would not get vaccinated.
We just covered
supporters
this.
of the government died.
We just covered this on the 42 show over on the Shills, and Trump promoted that fucking bleach thing or whatever, that malaria, cure, right?
Yeah.
And thousands died because of it. And
17,000, right?
Yeah, and
thousands may have died because they didn't get vaccines. There were not 17,000 people that died because they injected themselves with bleach. There was one.
No. Nobody said that.
Okay, sorry.
No, we're talking about a scientific paper that came out last week.
Yeah, and a whack of people died as a result of their president's words, right? And
we can't leave Ike out of this either.
No, absolutely not. I do believe that he's one of the advisors that drove that fucking moron to say this shit, right?
Indirectly, probably. I don't think.
I do believe. Yes.
But
yeah.
Because so what he does is he permeates the zeitgeist. And what Trump does is take whatever is going on and spew it out. So that's why I'm saying they're not separate. Ike is saying the things that are on the ground. Trump is hearing the things on the ground and saying it publicly. And they're
he also
catching a
takes
wider
what he wants and uses it, right? Yeah. It's scary, right, Maya? This is the kind of thing that you don't manipulate the masses for bad. We're supposed to do it for each other for good. It's terrible.
And this is the thing that I really wanted to stop and pause and be no, I need people to know how dangerous this man really is.
Absolute,
he's contributing to the death of people, and I don't care about getting to the end of the video. I need people, anybody who's willing to come here and listen to this, please. I need you to know, and I need you to tell people. I think it's important to know where people are getting information from. It helps you more easily denounce it.
Oh, I think absolutely.
So the one reason I would say getting to the end of the video would be good would be there are probably other specific things that we might want to bring up and comment upon. For example, I don't think he's gotten to the end of this sentence that's on the screen about the protocols of the elders of Zion.
No. I understand what you're saying. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
explaining my own
yeah.
behavior. You're doing what you're supposed to do and getting through the end of the video.
Yeah. No, but I had to
Endorse-
support Maya on that one because there was a conversation to be had and had to be had, right? Absolutely.
Well, I see. For me, it's always this internal battle between wanting to do the right thing and also wanting to be as big of a pain in the ass to Maya as I can.
Well,
So-
for me
true.
on the Shills, it's do I let the conversation go or do I push it forward with the content? And oh my God, it's an never ending, battle, right?
Yeah.
The famous historical forgery, The Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which claimed a powerful Jewish conspiracy ruling the world and bears many similarities to the lizard people theory, including having the Rothschilds at the center of many versions. Scientists and politicians have both condemned Ike and denounced the theory, and he finally made Twitter run out of patience in 2020 when he claimed that the COVID-19 pandemic was caused not by a virus, but by 5G cell towers.
A thing that he said that people died because he said it.
Oh.
I don't know how many, but it's more than 0.
Yeah.
There's a lot
So
of
he's probably-
anger brewing in me right now. I'll just mute and let you play the video.
Just a niche conspiracy theorist, and the lizard people theory isn't very popular, right? Wrong. Despite
Wrong.
no real evidence for the theory, it has a surprisingly large following, numbering in the millions in the United States alone. A recent poll indicated that 4% of American adults believe there's truth to the theory, which might not sound like much, but it comes out to over 12 million believers. These
Liar, liar, liar!
Yeah.
believers may not get much mainstream attention, but they communicate actively on the internet,
Yes,
even
they
sharing
do.
their beliefs on how to supposedly spot these imposters among us. Oh,
What?
Yes, they do.
Oh. Yeah, because that's what we need is the uneducated masses leading us through oh my God, please. If this is where your interests have drawn you and you're thinking and you're listening to this guy going, yeah, that's not too bad. Throw away your tablet. Flush your fucking laptop down the drain, and for the love of God, pick up a book by somebody like William Shakespeare, just somebody who could lead you to
Go
the
outside, touch grass.
light. Fuck, right?
Smoke some grass.
Maya,
Yeah.
I'm so scared right now. Oh my God.
That's the correct feeling.
okay, so what are the supposed signs of a lizard person in human form? Some are related to the nature of lizards, like low blood pressure. Others are seemingly random, but the believers will insist they're a giveaway, like good eyesight and hearing, or red hair. Unexplained
Red
scars
hair.
on the body are supposedly a giveaway, maybe because they're not fitting in their skin.
This one,
Right here.
Yeah, I was
I
talking
was-
about this. Yeah, you have too many scratches.
it's hilarious because I have, and they showed up over a pretty short period of time, I think, when I was like gaining a bunch of weight for some reason.
Mhm.
I have like pretty big stretch marks on the inside of my thighs that
Yeah, my
look
son
like
has
they're-
them on his arms.
I'm sorry. Where? No, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
the inside of my thighs.
He told me. He told me.
and they look they resemble giant scars. It's actually kind of like,
Oh my
I'm glad
God.
they're in a place that isn't like, obviously
You know what? You
visible.
say your hair isn't red, but everybody agrees that it looks red. And you have giant marks,
Okay.
scratches.
Yeah, you know,
know what?
Maya,
Holy
this
shit.
fucking Ginger has to. I'm just kidding. It's a British thing. Sorry, dude.
I don't know what it means.
Your soulless
but it
ginger.
was-
Might be a reptile.
Ginger Ginger? That is. You would say it
Yeah.
different, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I stream with too
Heathens.
many Brits, man. It screws my shit up. You shouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, I stream with too many people from Baltimore. I don't know.
Quite right. Others have nothing to do with the body and more to do with the mind, with believers claiming that they can tell when someone's too interested in space or gives off the vibe of not belonging to the human race. Have you ever had the feeling someone is sizing you up and trying to figure out a little too much? They might have been looking for clues.
I feel like that's what the male gaze is.
I know, right?
Is this a?
Every time I go outside, there's at least one guy staring directly at me. Usually at my chest. I think he's looking for.
Oh, I'm sorry, Maya. That was me.
No, they're totally looking to see if I'm a reptilian.
But like that's actually a really great way of describing it, though, isn't it? Like they're sizing you up and looking for too much. It's like ugh.
Way to get yourselves off the
But
hook.
these bizarre-
Infographics.
Our conspiracies are jumping the line into affecting the real world. The conspiracy first picked up some mainstream attention in 2008 when a man named Lucas Davenport decided to write in lizard people on his Senate ballot in Minnesota. While his vote was thrown out and it later turned out he wasn't an actual believer, instead wanting to make a funny joke because he didn't like all of the candidates, the gecko.
Well, also, if you don't realize the knock-on effects it can have and how it can spiral out of control, if you don't know about like what could happen or it doesn't happen, it's objectively hilarious. Like it's just straight up funny. Like the birds aren't real guy.
Oh my god, I hate him.
It's like
I've been thinking about
Schrodinger's
doing
cat.
him. I've been thinking about doing him.
I love the birds aren't real guy because the birds aren't real guy. It is open enough about it. He's very clearly doing a parody of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like very clearly.
Yeah. And that's why I'm on the fence about it. I'm like, well, I know he's doing a parody, so like,
yeah, and
I don't know.
I think he's doing more good than harm because I think the existence of that particular parody is an excellent illustrative point to elucidate some of the more subtle like concepts in why and how certain things affect the zeitgeist. You know.
I mean, if he comes out and says suckers, I mean, but otherwise he's just got a bunch of idiots following him and thinking that all birds are cameras.
But he also threw up on himself on live television, and that was a legit
That was
accident.
Great. Oh, that was great.
And it was a
never a
legit
good
accident.
look.
If you haven't seen that, Google it. It is hilarious.
And it's one of the reasons, like this guy, he has, figuratively bled for his beliefs on national television because he puked on himself. So, I'm going to give him a lot of slack. Also, if I could make a living that way, I would totally do it. Like I have enough self-awareness because I wouldn't. Like I have a whole idea of how I would sell out and go to the pseudoscience side. And what the topic of my first book would be. It would be a repudiation of Mendelian periodic table nonsense and chemical theory of the elements. And I would create and develop my own quasi-Aristotelian theory of the elements like that, with my own tech.
So is it Ken?
I raise you quantum gravity and present you with the Higgs boson.
Yeah. And
Wheeler.
Ken Wheeler.
Yeah.
Oh my God, John Wheeler and Ken Wheeler have the same last name. Oh, Steph, isn't that painful? Oh.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It is so painful.
Was out of the bottle. Different media outlets covered the conspiracy, and it sent countless people running to their computer to Google what exactly the lizard people were, giving the theory and Ike's writings a whole new platform in the digital era. But the theory would influence a far darker day over 10 years later. It was Christmas Day in 2020 when an explosion rocked downtown Nashville, blowing up a building next to an AT&T network hub. While the bomber, Anthony Warner, was the only person killed, it disrupted network communications for days in the area. And the only clue to his motive was a series of bizarre packages he had sent to friends days before his shocking act.
Oh my God.
Anthony Quinn Warner.
Let me tell you, the guy I'm dating, and you met him, I heard his voice. He was there when this happened. He was actually,
really?
Yes, he was staying in an Airbnb, and he said that in the morning, like it was early in the morning, like 5 a.m., he was awakened by some guy just yelling, "Get out, there's a bomb, get out, there's a bomb." And everybody's just like, huh, what? And you don't know how to take that. Just PS, always take it seriously. It doesn't, I know it's like it was 5 a.m. on Christmas and nobody wanted to leave, but living is your best present. I'm just saying.
Worst case scenario, you have a really, really awesome story to tell people.
And that he did. Yeah. He ended up, you know what? I should have asked him to tell me the story again. But
Is
yeah,
he
it blew out
there?
all. He was
Is he
there. Yeah,
there?
he was there. It blew out all the windows in the
Fuck.
Airbnb he was at. The police came. He couldn't go back for 2 weeks to get any of his stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, so he had like the clothes on his back for 2
Holy
weeks. They put him.
shit.
Tim Bob
Was
wants
it-
to know
I think
what
Red
kind of
Cross
Airbnb
put-
gets bomb threat.
Yeah, everybody who was in the area, Red Cross put them somewhere, but they couldn't go back to the area until like they did sweep and whatever. It took 2 weeks.
Wow.
That was insane. But
That's
yeah,
like a serious Hollywood moment to live through,
Yeah.
except it's real. It's not on camera, right?
Yeah.
Like that's some serious crap, man.
and
you know?
luckily the bomber was the only one that died, but it could have been so much worse.
Holy crap. And he's cool. He's all right,
Yeah, the guy I'm dating is definitely.
Yeah,
but,
cool.
Like the bombings due to all this like bullshit Illuminati craziness that I started. And I was just like,
You
such an evil man.
gotta bring him over so I can say, hey, dude, can you tell the story? I would.
I think you two would get along well.
I would like to think so. That would be very nice
Yeah.
indeed.
I've only interacted with this person for a very brief period of time, but yes, Dick Dawson and your boyfriend would totally get along. Yeah, they would.
Oh yeah, Maya, let's have a little private hangout on the little back service, so we can all get to know each other and then have a little, brouhaha live or something, right? Come on,
All right.
yeah.
Cool beans. He's not here now, but definitely sometime.
It would be my pleasure to be introduced. I would love that very much,
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Warner had previously worked for AT&T, but he held some bizarre views, including beliefs that UFOs had already invaded Earth and that the moon landing had been faked. And the mastermind behind these plots, you guessed it, our reptilian friends. So what gives this conspiracy theory so much staying power?
Hold on. He just glossed over. Oh yeah, the moon landing was faked and blah blah.
Well, no,
yeah.
these are all the
okay.
things that he already believes.
I can't.
Okay.
And I
yeah.
can't. Well, yeah, they're not asserting this. The people who run infographics don't think the moon landing was fake.
Yeah,
As far
I
as
was
we
just okay. I was just gonna
They,
say,
as far as we know,
yeah,
they
yeah.
probably don't care.
That's like putting a jacket on your son when they go out to, in winter. Come on, put your jacket on, son. You gotta go. Oh, by the way, the moon landing is fake. Just
No, they were just listing off. I mean, because like if you believe in one conspiracy theory, you believe in them all.
Yeah.
So
Well
they were
said.
just
Okay,
listing
yeah,
off
yeah,
the
yeah.
conspiracy theories that we know that he believed.
Okay, so,
So I
I'll
will-
I'll keep my extrapolation, flappination fucking reaction, and we'll just go.
Yeah, it's
okay,
fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
We
yeah.
brought you here because we want you to talk.
Yeah, okay. I'll shut up now.
Is scary out there, so why make it more scary? Why do people believe in evil forces when there's no proof? Psychologists believe that this may actually be a way to take back control in their minds. If bad things are happening in the world with no purpose behind them, it's impossible to know when or how it'll get better. If there's actually a shadowy evil force behind all the bad things, people convince themselves that all they have to do is find the people responsible and they can make things better, which in 2020 certainly sounds better to some people than the alternative. And for those who believe in conspiracies, it's notoriously hard to convince them otherwise. After all, if you believe there's a conspiracy to hide the truth, wouldn't someone telling you it isn't true just make you more suspicious? The lizard people conspiracy theory is clearly ridiculous. But then again, that's exactly what we would say if we ourselves here at the Infographics Show were part of the lizard people agenda and wanted to get you off our tail. I mean, trail. I totally don't have a tail. Or maybe we'd admit that we were lizard people and play it off as a big joke, yet again to get you off the scent. Yes, you'll just have to take our word for it that we are definitely, probably not part of the global lizard people conspiracy. Now, if you'll excuse us.
I just
I
gotta
don't
say, every bit of that bit, exactly how I do it all the time, constantly, forever. Right?
Right.
I mean, fundamentally, I'm doing some version of one of the stages of what they just said.
Yeah,
and
but
normally multiple at once.
but hold on. The way they delivered it was not cool like you would have or I would have. It was done by committee. It was, approved and scripted out and whatnot. That was not lowbrow cool humor. That was directed to people that would, love to hear it.
Well, yeah, it was directed to people. It was directed to it was directed to the audience of a channel that has 13 million subscribers and is named Infographics.
I say no more.
They're
then,
not named
you know,
Infowars. Okay?
Thank God. Yeah, we would not be showing that here.
What infographics is, and this is a huge compliment to infographics, is infographics is very, very discount Kurzgesagt.
Okay. Michael
Kurzgesagt
Faraday.
is awesome.
Yeah, Michael Faraday still says you're swearing, but you know, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did like it I don't know.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, you know, I get what you're saying. But...
Yeah, the psych major in me is like, oh no, it's so much more than that. But yeah, they're saying like conspiracy theorists are notoriously hard to deconvert, and
which is true.
Well, it's like trying to take a meth addict and get them off the pipe. You know, it's not an easy thing.
Okay,
right?
so what we do see is that people who like feel like they have low control of their life or have low control of a situation, they're seeing randomness. The brain doesn't like randomness. So whenever we see randomness, our brain automatically tries to make sense out of it. For flat earthers, when something is too hard, our brain automatically tries to make sense out of it. Flat Earth, I guess, makes more sense than round Earth. Not to me, but we can kind of see the smooth brainness of it. Ostensibly, if you can get people to feel like they're, and another thing is when economic times are low, we do see more people, more conspiracy theories, or at least the ones that are prevalent, growing. And it usually starts with those of lower socioeconomic status, middle class, upper class,
is absolutely
are
true.
less likely to believe in conspiracy theories. Mostly, and again, it's more about the having control of your life. People want to make sense.
Mentality and stuff and whatnot that comes through to
there's
where
some of that
you
too.
are.
I can't say some of it. There's a lot of it, but the number one indicator that we see, the number one indicator of believing in a conspiracy theory is already believing in a conspiracy theory.
But
So that's why, like, if you believe in one, you believe in them all. That is psychological. That is scientifically proven.
Yeah. If you find yourself out in the bush looking for Sasquatch, chances are your cousin is in a boat looking for Nessie, right? You know,
right.
Well, okay, but I will say, looking for Sasquatch and looking for Nessie are, in my opinion, several orders of magnitude more reasonable than reptoids and then flat Earth.
Okay, yeah,
we know people.
Especially flat Earth, especially flat Earth, because we already had Eratosthenes and whatnot do the thing with the well and the shadows and stuff, and that was,
And yes, I agree with you. You basically have to wait until Darwin before you get a similar level of explanatory clarity and experimental demonstration of a paradigm that explains it. Before Darwin, before Linnaeus, you just had all these animals and nobody knew where they came from. Legitimately. And before Eratosthenes, you just had a thing, you just had a light and you didn't realize how it was in relation to.
Can you imagine with that whole thing, you know, every now and then you dig up a fossil or something. What the fuck is this? And whatnot. That must have screwed people shit right up, dude. You know what I mean?
If I lived back then, I would assume that it meant my land was haunted and had to move.
So Japan was right. Dragons are, you know what I mean? You know, like it must have been tough, you know.
Yeah.
And people weren't that smart back then. As much as we, you know, their architecture and you know, aqueducts and blah, blah. But, you know, still. You know, when it came to the metaphysics and stuff, Maya, is that how you would say it? You know, we just weren't that good yet, were we? You know?
Sure. All right. Doc, do you have anything coming up this week? Ever?
If I get to 1 million subscribers, I will definitely make content. Now, I want to clarify something. This does not. I am not ruling out making content before I get to 1 million subscribers. I'm simply promising that if I do get to 1 million subscribers and I don't have content, I will produce content. That's all.
That's a good one.
Dick, who are you? Where are you? And what do you have coming up this week?
Well, I'm Dick Dawson from the Shills, YouTube at the Shills. You've seen Maya on our channel a few times now, but hopefully you're going to see her more coming up because we'd like to have her over for the Ukraine stream on Saturday where we get some pretty decent numbers for viewers and whatnot. And so I want to see everybody in the live chat right now. Would you like to see Maya join us for the Ukraine stream so that she could, reach out to new viewers and bring them over to the show and stuff? I think it's a good idea, but what the fuck do I know? But otherwise, thanks for putting up with me. It's always a great time to hang out with Maya, and she's got some great viewers and absolutely cool, opinionated people in the chat. So, big support. Love you.
Yeah, no live chat is better than mine. I will fight anyone on that.
I'm not sure, but I'll give you equal on mine. I will. Yeah, because you go back and look. There's some. It's a lot of good people there.
You have a lot of people from the shows actually came through tonight. Like a lot. Woo. So, and you guys have been really great about sharing your chat with us or your audience with my friends here. And I am up, I want to say 10 viewers today. So, which is insane.
Cool.
But I mean, did you want to tell people where you are, what you have coming up this week, or what you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so over on the Shills at the Shills, we do a weekly news show a few nights a week where we screw around and we give you news that is important, but it's also fun. And it's all about shits and giggles. And then on the weekend, we do the Ukraine update stream on Saturdays. We always have some real key players that are on the ground in the battle in Ukraine join us. And that's kind of who we are. We always try to do our best to bring our friends forward and, do what we can to help. And you'll see Maya on the channel soon.
Very soon. All right. And I hope everybody joins us next week. We'll have Dr. Kip Davis on the show. And I think the week after that, we're going to go solo because we haven't done that. But the Friday before that, we're going to do an open stream so that anybody who wants to come in can come in. It'll be on our year anniversary, which is
and
kind of crazy that it's been a year already.
And if everything goes according to plan, we can also make it
a 500 stream,
a 500 sub stream.
Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, the way we're going right now, I'm really shocked.
I mean, I'm gorgeous. Look at my gorgeous locks.
Everybody
look at
like, share, and
subscribe
right now and get her to 500.
Maya, I wanted to ask about who are you and where are you? Because you've also done a bunch of stuff in the last week, and I don't know if it's on.
No, I just
if
did
you're going to be
things,
mirroring it on your stream.
No, I did 2 things yesterday, and so if you go into my what do you call that? The tabs.
I don't know what
playlist.
You're
I know. My playlist. There's one section that's called My Appearances, and you'll see the 2 should be at the top. The ones that I did yesterday. One was with Black Non-Believers. Please go and subscribe to them, and also Skeptic Haven. And please go and subscribe to them. They're both doing great things, and I believe I'll be doing a lot more with them in the future. I wasn't able to really chill it out because at our very last stream, I didn't know I was going to be doing either stream. But going forward, I should be able to talk about more things that I have coming up. So,
Cool.
all right. Are we good?
Good night,
All right.
everybody.
Love everybody. And we will see you next week.
Good night.